Self-worth is not something you earn. It is something you remember before the world told you who to be, before approval became a currency, before love felt conditional. Your worth already existed. Confidence is not the starting point. Self-worth is. Many people believe confidence comes from success, recognition, or being admired. But confidence built on external validation is unstable. It rises when praise appears and collapses, when silence follows. True confidence comes from internal safety. It is the calm that appears when you no longer question whether you deserve to take up space. Low self-worth does not always look like insecurity. Often, it looks like overachieving, overgiving, and overthinking. It looks like saying yes when your body says no. It looks like explaining yourself too much. It looks like tolerating situations that slowly erode your dignity. This happens when worth feels conditional, when love, safety, or acceptance once depended on performance. When the nervous system learns that approval must be earned, it stays alert, hyper-aware, and self-monitoring, and a nervous system in survival mode cannot feel confident. Confidence requires regulation. Regulation comes from self-acceptance. The moment you stop abandoning yourself to keep others comfortable, your system begins to relax. Your voice becomes steadier. Your presence becomes grounded. Your decisions become clearer. Confidence is not about becoming louder or more dominant. It is about becoming more honest. Honest with your limits. Honest with your needs. Honest with what no longer aligns. People with integrated self-worth do not need to prove themselves. They do not rush to be understood. They do not chase validation. They trust that what is meant for them will recognize them. Self-worth changes how you respond to the world. You stop taking rejection personally. You stop internalizing other people's projections. You stop shrinking to avoid discomfort. Not because rejection stops happening, but because it no longer defines you. Confidence grows when you trust your inner signals. When something feels wrong and you listen. When something feels right and you follow through. Each time you honor your intuition, self-trust strengthens. Each time you ignore it, self-doubt grows. Most people lose confidence not because they fail, but because they repeatedly betray themselves. Rebuilding confidence means repairing self-trust. It means keeping small promises to yourself. It means choosing alignment over approval. It means walking away from environments that require self-erasure. Self-worth is not arrogance. It is not superiority. It is neutrality. It is the understanding that your value does not rise or fall based on others' reactions. Not because rejection stops happening, but because it no longer defines you. Confidence grows when you trust your inner signals. When something feels wrong, and you listen. When something feels right, and you follow through. Each time you honor your intuition, self-trust strengthens. Each time you ignore it, self-doubt grows. Most people lose confidence not because they fail, but because they repeatedly betray themselves. Rebuilding confidence means repairing self-trust. It means keeping small promises to yourself. It means choosing alignment over approval. It means walking away from environments that require self-erasure. Self-worth is not arrogance. It is not superiority. It is neutrality. It is the understanding that your value does not rise or fall based on others' reactions. You stop asking, "Am I good enough?" and start asking, "Does this honor me?" That single shift changes the quality of your life, because confidence is not loud certainty. It is quiet stability. It is the ability to sit in silence without needing to perform, to say less without feeling invisible, to be misunderstood without needing to correct the narrative. When self-worth is integrated, you stop over-explaining. You stop justifying your boundaries. You stop negotiating your needs. Not because you are trying to be confident, but because you are no longer afraid of being yourself. Self-worth influences the relationships you attract. You stop being drawn to emotionally unavailable people. You stop confusing intensity with intimacy. You stop mistaking tolerance for love. You choose relationships that feel safe, mutual, and respectful. Self-worth also influences your ambition. You stop chasing goals to prove something. You start choosing paths that feel meaningful and sustainable. You no longer need success to validate your existence. Success becomes an expression, not a requirement. Confidence becomes embodied. It shows up in how you walk into a room, how you speak without rushing, how you make decisions without over-consulting. Not because you believe you are better than others, but because you are no longer in conflict with yourself. True confidence is calm. It is grounded. It is consistent. It does not need attention. It does not seek permission. It does not collapse under criticism. It simply exists. And the more you practice choosing yourself, the more natural confidence becomes. Not as an effort, but as a state. This is what happens when self-worth is restored. You stop fighting yourself. You stop questioning your right to exist fully. You stop waiting for permission. You realize it was never missing. It was just buried under conditioning. And as you remember who you are, confidence follows, naturally, quietly, unshakably.